Welcome everyone. My name is Nichel Anderson. Thank you for joining me this week for my podcast show, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond. So this week would be episode 38. It should publish on the 19th of November this year, 2018, for my season return, season 2, 2018 to 2019. And this episode, it is entitled King Mahlon Rise to Akun Rule. So thank you so much for joining me today for my premium podcast. And what I mean by that, just to kind of jump right in there, is that it's a podcast where for the most part of the season I release clip snippets. You will see that's part of my title of the actual episode for the week. And it gives you enough to, put the pieces together in a sense of what's moving along, but it doesn't give you the complete short story for that week or the continuation from the previous week extra content that I'm releasing. To get that, you have to become a patron member. And I will have a direct link. I'm connected right now to Patreon, Patreon, Patreon. My Patreon page link will be in the description. You can take a look at that, and it could tell you more about that rewards based on your level. So let's go ahead and get started for this week. I also want to kind of jump in when I say the Sudan. I know I probably brought this up like last year in one of my episodes, but the Sudan in this timeline is when I'm referring to what we call the continent now, Africa. Okay, so that's basically what I'm referencing. So that could be different parts of countries within what we call Africa. And so when I'm calling Sudan, that's what that means. Okay, I just wanted to kind of clarify that. Basically, this particular premium podcast here is from my production, MOLIAE. It's based on my book, Mitsrayim, a memoir. It is a theatrical production, and that I turned it into stage plays, short films, and right now it's in the phase of getting into for the prestige return of MOLIAE stage play, which as soon as I have those dates, I will tell everybody about that. So I like to kind of give a background story before I move forward. For any new people joining me to this podcast, they can kind of get that info. So let's go ahead and move forward for this particular week. So I like to start my highlights for this week. And this episode, King Mahlon Rise to Akun Rule. This basically, a few weeks ago is where King Mahlon came back, and with, that's like more public, the whole city of Mitsrayim saw his full return and very joyful. In this particular episode, you will see where this is some more private, still formal, but royal. It's the who of the family and that circle of at that time. Because by doing this time, you get the kingship, as we say, from God to rule certain places. But in this retrospect, to be a ruler, especially over Mitsrayim, there's a special process to that. It's an honor, and it's passed down to generations, okay, in certain families. And this is what we're focusing on. So you're going to get that type of aspect of it, where you see the first phase of his return was public. You have the generals and people, the officials, and Mitsrayim near the palace. And then here in this retrospect, it's more of the who's who of high society as he officially returns back to the throne. So it's a procedure ceremony type process. Okay, now let me recap for last week, 37 Sisters of the Sudan. I had a special guest. Okay, and that is Miss Kisrella. She was with me, and she read for the sister of Queen Hagar, which was in the book, Queen Mami. And it was a good episode. That was her first debut from the book. So go ahead and check that episode out. That was episode 37 last week. So, and that's all I want to talk to. I'm going to do, of course, my director's clip notes, but just to let you know, at this time, Queen Hagar, when I announced that she was pregnant last year, she basically was still in the first trimester. You can't tell that she's pregnant. So she's very early on this timeline. She's still very early on. She has not, of course, is showing yet, but people know. And I haven't decided if she will give birth this year, which it looks like it would be Princess Amina. So we're still in the timeline before the time of Princess Amina, but for right now, she's pregnant. She's in her first Paisley trimester. All right, get this started, okay? So let's begin. For this week of my Season 2 podcast show, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond. For this week podcast episode entitled, King Mahlon Rise to Akun Rule. Opening scene. In Mitsrayim, the dawn rose on the time of the now needed for the beam of light to enter the chambers that King Mahlon was standing tall. We are in the left chambers on the 7th level in the golden pyramids where the elders of the mystery school of thought, around 10 that included Elder Tahib, and another elder that continued to walk towards King Mahlon, dressed in his royal blue and white, wearing gold attire. He was wearing his solid gold crown. He stood near Queen Hagar and his daughter, Princess Hannah, along with Queen Hagar's sister, Queen Mami, and their mother, Queen Mami. All of the women were dressed in a long white adorned wrap dress trimmed with gold and sapphires. King Sippar was nearby. That was the husband to Queen Hagar's sister. King Sippar was near 12 other highly ranked dignitaries, as well as the Mitsrayim king's guards, as 30 other guards were near General Datar that was located at the bottom base of the pyramid below. At the top of where they were on the 7th level, there were a few others in the foreground of this commune. They were conveying on the knowledge gained from echo, captured, and removal by King Mahlon on the world scene in the Sudan. Along with Elder Tahib, findings of information from returning back from the lower part of the Sudan after speaking with Rulin, the others knew more to the soon coming confrontation with the tribal leaders in the Sudan. We see Ezra, the high herbalist scientist of Mitsrayim, was nearby. Elder Tahib left with 22 of his high council of Thea carrying large round golden bowls of Nile River and Akun sand from Pleiades. Elder Tahib started the moment forward, for it was time to give the rebirth of the destined ruler, King Mahlon, officially by ancestor lineage, from Samna and from Pleiadian rule to the throne of Mitsrayim. Elder Tahib spoke as he read from the Illuminat Lish book that Ezra and one of his pupils from the High Council of Thea. In this new Epsu day, the celestial Uru has spoken with power beyond this realm to the Anu, with the 4 corners of life: Tamat, Apsu, Kingo, winds. The crescent of Venuto appoint King Mahlon with divine wisdom, nurturing of the Ka to fulfill his destiny, and of his Queen Hagar and daughter Princess Hannah, and the very new one to be, Ashe. Everyone spoke as well, Ashe, of the Akun, Ashe, as divine positivity energy engulfed all that was granted this commune attendance to the spiritual reinstatement of King Mahlon to the throne of the ancients of Mitsrayim. King Mahlon nodded in humbleness and gratitude, for he knew the responsibility and challenges to come forth. Suddenly, Elder Tahib and Ezra stepped to the side to review the next phase of King Mahlon's rise back to the Kun rule. It was Nagal, the brother of Enlil, with King Mahlon father and mother. They looked well and were standing with pride of their son. King Mahlon beamed with joy as he looked onward in knowing that his spiritual return was within the now, as he saw his father and mother and the solidification of the support of Nagal from Pleiadians. Nagal spoke first in ancient Sumerian cuneiform, Rekon Doanafasu Naha Natanusuwabatsinta Elohim. Translation: We were with you during your time of moments, not standing, to be standing within your right of your destiny, to your throne here in Mitsrayim. We are with you from Elohim forward. Nagal opened up a chest. Nagal revealed a wrapped cloth that he unwrapped from a smaller chest box. It opened up to reveal a golden wristlet, with each having an emerald in the middle surrounded with sapphires and rubies that were encrusted throughout with sparkling crystals and diamonds. King Mahlon nodded as he put each one on. He then spoke in ancient Sumerian cuneiform, Yukanasava Nase Bifanatanta Dese Banatuva for Isi. Translation: Until the all, I am thankful of this bountiful before thee. King Mahlon father and mother approached him, smiling as they embraced their son, saying to him in ancient Sumerian cuneiform language, Ethanamans Ahu of Hawa Nava Rinatantunapana. Translation: Etherans have answered our heart wishes of your wellness and return now and the future. Meanwhile, at the distance 4 of the Mitsrayim High Council of Thea, under the order of Ezra, picked up a golden chest that was positioned on the stone mid-level, that they started walking towards King Mahlon, as well as Ezra and Elder Tahib followed. Elder Tahib had the note 4 page from the Enuma Elish book, as Ezra had the Sophor page from the Enuma Elish.
This concludes this week clip snippet for this episode. If you would like to listen to the full story, please visit my Patreon page. The information will be in the below description. Mostly every week, I will release only the clippet of the short story, and once you become a patron, you will have access to the full short story, what's going on next, and I do plan to release more director clip notes, as well as a bonus of releasing a story. Thank you again for joining my podcast this week. Of this podcast, Nichel Anderson, Short Stories and Beyond. So long.